is it the NFC West, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, this is gonna be a good one. How you got this one, Mr. Jones?
I think it's a two-team race for real. Honestly, the Rams are still the Rams. Ain't nothing happened to the Rams. They're going to have another great season. Gurley's going to have another top 5 running back season. Jared Goff is going to have another pretty efficient season. The receivers are going to play. The defense is going to be the defense. Aaron Donald is probably going to be in the running for MVP. They're going to go. I don't think they're going to win as many games as last year because more people are figuring them out. Because in the playoffs, they was in some dog fights to get to the Super Bowl. So I got them going 11-5. If they play to their full potential, 13-3. But these two teams, they're going to play for a second. And who knows, one of them might get a wild card. One is definitely Seattle. And it is because of one man. You cannot cut out Russell Wilson. He's been doing shit with nothing for the past 2 years. Let's be honest. That dude needs a statue when he's retired outside of the damn stadium. Seriously. That dude runs for his life every play. Somehow looks down the field through his progressions. Find the open target and complete third and longs. Some way, somehow.
The Doug Baldwin. It's crazy.
Yeah, and he has.
I was
also like they usually have running backs by committee, but they usually in the top 10 as far as rushing yards per game every season as well. Top 5 most years.
Yep.
So they get production offensively in spite of the lack of line and receiving core they have. And long as Pete Carroll got that system going on that defense, they can hold up most games because Russell's going to find a way to win. But the sleeper team, and they've been slept on for a while, but they continue to have great drafts, and it's about time. And Garoppolo, I still think he's a pretty decent quarterback. I think he's mid-tier, but I think he can work his way up if he plays a full season. And San Francisco got a great defense. Let's be honest. They got a pretty good defense. And they draft very well. They draft very well the past few seasons on that defense. So I got the defense actually being very good this year. And I got them fighting for that playoff spot with Seattle. But with them 3 teams being mentioned, it does leave one out, and it does leave one in the very bottom of the division. And that one team, I don't see them competing with the other teams. Because I think the division is going to beat up each other a lot. They are. They're going to beat up each other a lot as far as the bottom 3 teams because, I don't know, the Rams might go 5-1 in that division. But, I mean, gun to my head, if I got to choose the second team, I got actually San Francisco having a pretty decent season fighting for a wild card spot. I think they'll be number 2 in the division. Seattle's going to be 3rd, maybe a game behind. Going to go down to the end of the season. And then, I mean, 4th is just 4th. The Cardinals, I mean, let's be honest. They wasted a legend's career. A top 10 receiver of all time. I said it. Top 10 receiver of all time. Larry Fitzgerald. Mr. Consistency. They wasted the fucking last 2 or 3 years of his career. And he's going to go out great. And he's going to be consistent as he can. But is the team going to do something to honor his greatness? Hell no. So they'll be in the bottom of the division, probably 3-13. And they'll probably be in the wild card once again at the end of the season. And that's pretty much my NFC West. What y'all got?
All right. Well, here's the thing. Our list is pretty much similar. And just to piggyback off of the Larry Fitzgerald comment, they actually, I remember the announcer asked him, hey, coming down to the end of your career, it seems like the team is, in a rebuilding stage. Would you want to go anywhere else? And he said no. He's fine with staying in Arizona. That's where he wants to spend the rest of his career. So I think the team did bring up the
rest of his life there. He know about the property tax and all of that. He graded Arizona to retire there. But let's be honest,
but I think that,
just an obvious career.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. I think the organization did go to him, ask him, hey, do you want to be traded or do you want us to release you? Is there another destination that you would like? And he said, no, I'll re-sign with you all. He did make a Super Bowl. Unfortunately, they fell short to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
But our order is pretty much the same. But just for your comment about Seattle and where they ranked at last year in rushing, they were actually number one in the league for rushing. And the reason why is we know what Russell Wilson is able to do and what he's able to pick up on the ground with his feet. That's another team that doesn't have a solidified number one running back. And you're right, Russell Wilson, from the time he snaps the ball, is running around, basically scrambling, making plays, and Doug Baldwin is finding himself open down the field because the defense is looking like, hey, is anybody going to tackle this guy? And then Doug Baldwin is finding his way. I mean, it's crazy, but it's like you see games and it's like Doug Baldwin will have like 3 or 4 catches for like 120 or 130. But it's because literally it's broken plays, and then Russell was able to just launch the ball down the field 30, 40 yards, and Doug Baldwin is wide open and nobody's there with him. But to me, I think that the Rams are pissed. They're pissed last year from coming so close to that victory and the way that they got shut out. I believe that Sean McVay is a coach. He's a player coach. I believe he spent a lot of time with Jared Goff. The problem with Jared Goff is how much of a sponge he's willing to be, because they said it when he was in college, he was not the smartest guy. As far as going with the playbook and everything, he just wasn't. That's why a lot of the times they would do a lot of quick plays to get the ball out of his hands, or they would just run simple plays where that's why they got the speed guy. That's why they traded for Brandon Cooks. They have the other guy. It's another guy on their team that's really good. It's a white boy. I forgot his name.
Was decent.
Who?
Robert Woods is very decent.
You talking about Cup?
Yeah, Cooper Kupp. Exactly. Yeah. They got him 2 speedsters where all he has to do is snap the ball. They run their fly route, so they go routes right down the field, and he just lobs the ball up to them so they can go and get him. So if he can actually learn how to recognize the blitz, I actually can see the Rams, the LA Rams this year, going 14-2. But because of that and his inability to grasp, go ahead.
What about their offensive line? You think they need to change up their offensive line? I mean, that's the major thing that's holding them back too.
That is, they do need to beef that up. But to me, when you still have the threat of Gurley back there, and then you have Kupp, you got Brandon Cooks, and they got one more,
Gurley,
they got Robert Woods, and they got Woods. So, and they have a decent tight end with the guy, what is it, Tyler Higbee? So they actually do have a decent squad. So I can see
you
the
think
Rams
Gurley Knee gonna stay healthy for the whole season?
Now with that, that's always questionable. To me, they need to get another back in there to be a change of pace guy, and it doesn't need to be a C.J. Anderson type running back. They need to get somebody who could do the same as Gurley, which is catching out of the backfield, being able to recognize the blitz and block, because Jared Goff just can't. He just can't grasp. But I actually have the Rams going 14-2, possibly 13-3 this year. I have this Rams team being like the same Rams team of when they were the greatest show on turf, when you had your Kurt Warners, Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt, and Marshall Faulk back there. So that's what I have them being. But with that being said, I have them first in the division. I have the San Francisco 49ers as well as being number 2. I think now that Jimmy G is, because it's a difference. And what I try to tell people is it's a difference from when you're in, a place like New England or even Philly, and then you're going over there to California or over there on that West Coast, the lifestyle is completely different. It's, that the Vegas nightlife, the California nightlife is completely different from the nightlife in Philadelphia or New England. So, as we all know, it's public information. You can look it up. Actually one of my favorite porn stars. But, yeah, Jimmy G got hooked up with her for a little bit, lost a little focus, ended up getting injured. Yeah, he lost a little focus, ended up getting injured. He was out for the entire season. This year, I think he's coming back with a vengeance. Him and Kyle Shanahan is going to whip up something because we know Kyle Shanahan is an offensive guru. So I have them. I have the same as you, Mr. Jones. I have Seattle being a game out and missing that playoff spot because it's probably going to belong to the San Francisco 49ers. And then let's just call the Arizona Cardinals what they are. They're trash. They're absolutely nothing. Kyler Murray, I feel sorry for him because between that offensive line, defenses are going to feast on this kid. They are. They are going to feast on him. And it's going to get very bad, and it's going to get very dark very soon for this kid. So he's going to learn the hard way, and they're going to get their ass beat this season. Maybe next season they'll be able to make some adjustments, but this season he's in for a rude awakening. And that's my prediction for that division. So basically the same as Mr. Jones. But just a better record for the Rams.
I think you said the Rams probably go 14-2 or either 13-3.
Yep. Okay.
What was the record for the 49ers though? So y'all both agree that the Rams will win the season? Win the division, or was it the 49ers?
No. Rams going to win the division, and then the 49ers will be 10-6.
That's what I got. 9-7. My bad. 9-7.
I got them as 10-6.
So my follow-up question, because we are approaching our third season of TMS FFL, Too Much Show Fantasy Football League. So out of these two divisions that we just did predictions for, pick one player you think will be the hottest out of each division as far as fantasy this year.